What up, people? What's good? Salute, salute.
Yes, sir.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Salute to the tribe. We're hip hop and comics and hip hop. We're a niche channel. We're a niche channel reserved for the best. What's good, everybody? Welcome to the sixth element of hip hop. I'm your host, Reno Noir. This is my co-host, Stu Dog and Jay and Multiverse. But today we have a very, very, very special guest. The unmatched artist, John Giangi, in the building. What's good, brother?
What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
What's up?
We are chilling.
Yes, sir.
Corey Adger, what's good, man?
What's up? What's up?
Superb. Salute.
The excellent.
And you know, guys, we originally had promoted the heck out of this show to start at 6:30, but I think that so I think we might get a lot more people coming in at 6:30. I know a lot of people was ready, so but until then, man, we got Jang, we got him in the building. I know you got a deadline at 7 to get to, brother, so we're gonna chop it up. What's good, Def Champ? DJ Link's in the building.
Woo!
Salute. JOHN Gang, what's up, guys? What's up?
Gang. That's
gang,
right.
Gang.
Thanks for having me on early,
yes,
guys.
sir.
I know it's a little out of schedule, so.
Nah, man, we thank you.
Nah,
we thank
man.
you profusely.
Anything for you. Anything for the president. Anything for the
Yeah, nah, man. You know,
backstage.
you one of my favorite. No, you are my favorite comic book cover artist. Period, hands down. See that whole show, all that whole row. That's all Jang.
Oh man,
that's all Jang.
I appreciate it. Super humbled, guys. Thank you,
man.
Thank you very much.
You know your stuff is amazing. So first things first. When did you get into doing comic covers? I mean, apparently, clearly, you've been an artist for most of your life, but when did you get into doing comic covers?
Yeah, you know, it's funny. I've been doing. That's a good question. I've been doing comics for a long time. I've been doing covers for quite a bit. So if there's anything that's kind of like published out in the independent sphere and everything like that, I'm sure it's out there. I don't know how easy or hard it's going to be to find and things like that. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of like independent stuff for quite a bit. And then I got like, you know, and obviously, as you guys all know, I've been working in movies for a long time. So I've been doing concept art for movies, and you know that's always been a dream of mine too. Yo, things are falling out.
Oops.
All right. Anyways,
that's all right.
but I've been doing all those sort of like creative things, working on movies, designing toys, designing, you know, I did some packaging for like, you know, special edition Comic-Con special editions, and you know, all those things. And I've been doing a lot of conventions and everything like that too for a long time. But you know, right around whenever, so I guess my big sort of like major publisher break was kind of like around Deceased. So when you guys, when the Joker Deceased #1 came out, that was kind of like
that's a dope cover. Yeah, that's a dope cover. Yeah.
So that was sort of my big break into, you know, sort of like more mainstream sort of stuff, and it's been a ride from there. You know, it's been fun. So just a few of the things that are kind of behind me. Hey, E-Man, what's up? What's up?
Right.
Word up. Yeah, man. It's and this is one of your toy. This is Hasbro right here, guys. Look at this, the collector. You got Howard the Duck in the back. You got got the Lockjaw. You got the what's the Russian dog? What's his name?
Cosmo.
Right. Cosmo. Yeah, man. And who's in the way back? Who I couldn't figure it out. Looks like Wolverine.
No, that's a what is it? 8 Boy or something. It's a very obscure one of the Guardians of the Galaxy sort of characters and things like that. But yeah,
because
so
these are all
that's a collector set right there.
Yeah, that's amazing. Like I wish I have seen this in the wild. I would have definitely grabbed that. That's dope. Is that your first toy thing?
No, I'd done a lot of stuff since then, before then, and you know, as a matter of fact, I actually almost moved to Denmark and worked for Lego's sort of like prototyping team and everything like that, developing concepts and all those things. So a lot of the times when you guys are asking about some of the stuff I worked on, it's been great. I've done a lot of like sort of like bucket list sort of dream come true type projects, but at the same time, I can't talk too much about them. They're kind of,
Right.
NDA in NDA land. C-Man, E-Man,
because they haven't come out
watching.
yet, right?
They haven't come out yet, and at any point in time, too, if any of the companies, ever decide to use anything that's even like design that wasn't chosen of mine, they still have the rights to use them and things like that. So, we want to keep that stuff as a nice surprise for all of you guys. And
Sure,
like that.
sure, absolutely. What's your biggest dream project that you can talk about? Your favorite thing that you were just like, oh my God, I can't believe I got this opportunity.
Obviously working at Lucasfilm was huge for me. So, that's, I remember, we were just, backstage talking about our DVD, Blu-ray collections and things like that. But, I remember, and I'm showing my age here.
We're all well into our 40s.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
We late 40s.
I remember watching, Empire Strikes Back on VHS. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you remember going to like the rental store place and
I still have mine on VHS. I still have mine on VHS.
I used to watch it on HBO when it came out.
Go get it.
Early 80s.
John, look at this from a garage sale yesterday.
That's what I'm saying.
Look at that.
I love it.
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
So
I scored big.
My family
Don't make me go get it.
Those, you know what I mean? And they'd come in the clear, VHS case. Oh man, look at that.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful. That is
so
great.
What you're showing right there is that. So when I saw things like thank you for showing that. When I saw the cover art for the Empire Strikes Back on VHS, I was just like, I was blown away by just that. And then like cracking open, like finding out there's like Ralph McQuarrie artwork and things like that. Just blew my mind that there's like when I was a kid, realizing people were artists were designing these things. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And then being able to be a part of that, working on movies like Rogue One and Episode 7, and working closely with some of my heroes and things like that. It's just been a super dream come true. And then I guess the other big project for me would have been working on Pacific Rim. So
wow.
At the time, no one thought it was going to be a big deal. And I still think that it's, probably not given the love that it should, because for a long time.
Yeah, it's underrated.
For a long time, a lot of people were complaining about, a lot of properties being reinvented in a way that maybe they didn't, like or wasn't familiar with. And and then, Pacific Rim is one of those things that's like, giant robots. We all love giant robots.
Yeah,
kaiju and giant monsters.
Right.
Godzilla, Voltron, and meets in this all sort of like unique original story. And the visual effects on that movie was just incredible and incredible. You know what I mean? Sure. So and Guillermo was a huge nerd for us, and we were a huge nerd for him, and it was just it was an amazing nerd fest to be a part of. So
absolutely. What did you do exactly on Rogue One?
So I helped design a lot of the initial sort of like design stages of figuring out like the U-wing fighter and things like that. So that was like
That's
sort
incredible.
of like huge. Yeah. So that was the main ship in Rogue One. And those are sort of the things that you don't realize that when you're working on, because when you're growing up and you're watching like Star Wars movies, and things that are in your mind that are imprinted are like the X-wing fighter, the TIE fighters, the Millennium Falcon. All of those things have personality. All those things have a character, and they stick with us. You know what I mean? And being a part of that has been such an honor. And such a great thing to be a part of.
Yeah, Rogue One is definitely. Rogue One's like probably my second favorite of all the Star Wars movies. It's like Empire Strikes Back, Rogue One, Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
That's just it was.
Yeah, I think Rogue One gives a sense of like, and I think that they followed that up with a little bit more on Han Solo, on the Solo movie. But it shows how gritty I think that universe can be. With like the sort
that's
of
the best part.
Yeah,
absolutely. I love it. So what? And then you worked on the some on the prequels, right?
Yeah, I can't talk too much about some of that stuff, but
really, because I
did.
Past, isn't it? Or you got something coming up?
Who knows? You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, man,
well, we
I'm
understand.
excited.
We understand.
So
well, can you talk about Voltron? Can you talk about Voltron? Some of the stuff I see you do with Voltron that was amazing. Like I've always been a big fan of Voltron, and the Netflix series that they put out was amazing.
Yeah, man, that's one of the things that Thanks for showing the Voltron too. For me, it was like that's why Pacific Rim was so great, is because I loved Voltron as a kid. Like Voltron was like, I loved anime as a kid, but when Voltron came on and like, I loved the combiners and Transformers and all stuff. We talked about Transformers earlier, but like Voltron was like, for me, like that was amazing. Do you know what I mean? And the five lions.
I've been trying to buy that. I've been trying to get that for years. I can't get it. Decades. Been trying to get it for decades, years, millennials. Megatron's one of my favorite Transformers. Megatron is actually my favorite Transformer.
This is my favorite right here.
Oh,
Soundwave, baby. Yeah, you see him? You see him? You see him?
Oh yeah. Oh, you got the little one. Nice.
Yeah, his little cassette comes out and everything.
Wow,
yeah,
nice.
It's really cool. Really cool. So, and another one of our favorite franchises of all time, G.I. Joe. We talk about it. We love it. You've done some incredible work.
Yes.
Yes, you have. Yeah,
you guys. And it's not done yet.
Were you a Joe fan?
Out pretty soon.
Were you a Joe fan?
Huge G.I. Joe fan. Like, and that's the thing is that, I where I grew up and in my family and all that stuff, we didn't have like a whole ton of money, but like some of my friends, they had like all the toys. I had like 1 or 2 figures, which was my contribution to the big battle and all stuff. But my friends, they had like the hydrofoil, the whale, and the his tank, and all those things. Even one kid had the flag, and I was just like, man, that stuff is so dope.
See, I was that kid. I was that one kid in the neighborhood. I had the flag. Yeah, I had the Terradome.
Nice.
I had the flag. I was that kid that had all the, because that was all I wanted. Like, that's all my parents, like, I didn't buy Transformers and none of it. Just G.I. Joe, everything. And I had everything.
Wow. He was lucky. I asked my mom for the G.I. Joe flag. She went in the store and saw how much it was and punched me in the face.
Yeah, it was a big Christmas thing. It was a big thing. Like family members chipped in. It was because we were not wealthy people by any means. We were struggling.
I don't know where everyone's from, but I'm sure you guys got the JCPenney catalog around Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
Sure.
God.
That was my favorite.
The big book, right?
The big one. Yeah.
Came around Christmas time.
Yeah, you didn't care about all the stuff in the front, the furniture, the clothing, and
toys in the back.
You went right to the back, right?
Straight to the back.
100%.
You opened it up and you saw that flag photo. I was mind blown. You know what I mean?
Oh man.
Yeah,
absolutely, bro. C-list. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, and I think a funny story for me was, and again, this may help pinpoint my age, which I don't like, but so. I'm right about that age where at the time, like when you guys remember the Raven, the Cobra Raven? It was like the SR-71 version. Yeah.
Yes, the SR-71.
Had that too.
And right about that time, I was like, I really wanted the Raven, and my parents were like, okay, we'll relent. We'll get you the Raven. And I was like, at that age where I was like, do I want a new pair of Jabot jeans or do I want the Raven? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
It was a hard decision, man. And I think I went with.
Well, I never had the Raven.
You went with the Raven? Yeah.
That's a good choice. Good choice.
I had the little what they call it, the little plane that was on the back of it. Got it at a garage sale. Man.
Oh, the attached to the drone.
Yeah, the little drone. I had a drone, but when in the cartoon, that's all they ever flew was the drone.
Yeah.
So I was kind of happy. I was like, well, at least I got the drone. That's all. Yeah. Was the drone.
Well, shout out C-List Steve, man. He said, of all the covers you've done, which character using your design and style would you like to see come to life most? And I guess he means in a movie or something like that.
Of all the covers I've done. Oh, in a movie. I see. I'm really kind of happy with how like she turned out. You know what I mean? Like Morgan, and I think it was kind of nice because it was kind of like in my style, but it was a departure from what you normally see with Morgan and things like that a little bit. So I thought she was cool. I think, the Ronin 2 would be also cool.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I got one. Like, where's my Ronin?
I think
nice.
Prime would be cool.
Yeah, that was in Reach.
The number two is very hard to find. The one you got.
That's number two. Yeah. I got it, scooped it up, and I've not seen it anywhere else since. So I was glad to get it.
Half that run, just to let you know, was damaged and never replaced. So.
Wow. So it got even more valuable.
So it's even more valuable. Wow. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now this cover here, and it's up on my wall. This cover here is what introduced me to you.
Yeah, there you go.
I saw Snake Eyes Dead Game, and this is the most badass Firefly or G.I. Joe I've ever seen. He's just looking just brutal. Got the eye. I mean, I was just blown away, John, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, somebody actually drew this. Like this.
The funny story is that when I was a kid, I knew of Firefly, and I would always be like, I would always get Firefly and Beachhead kind of like confused for each other.
Mixed up. I did too.
Yeah, mixed up.
So you're not the only one. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Me too.
But when the publisher asked me to do a Firefly, I did a little bit of research. I was like, yo, he's really cool. He's like the Saboteur. Yeah. Everything like that. And then
Bombardier.
Bombardier, yep. And then
they were always ninjas to me in the 80s. Beachhead and Firefly. I was like, they're ninjas.
He's kind of like a mercenary too.
Right?
They're enemies. Yeah, they're like rivals. Yeah.
And it was. And then when I did it and I turned it in, they were like, yo, this is dope. And then it was kind of their idea to add like the flaming embers raining down like from an explosion. Nice. And when I did that took it over the top.
It just set it off.
Yeah.
Yes. It really did. It really brought it to life, man. That is incredible.
So John, I have a question about the Star Trek, like your involvement in Star Trek, because I thoroughly enjoyed that back in the day.
Yeah. So you're talking about so I worked on the first J.J. Abrams Star Trek.
Yeah.
At the time, it was just a lot of like, designing. So I was a PA at the time. So this is when they were like throwing me bones to like work on a few things, and getting to work on some of like the background ships and some of the sort of like markings and all of those things, and kind of help detailing up the Enterprise and things like that. So that was a ton of fun, and again, a dream come true, just to not only work on a J.J. Abrams movie, but also working on the Star Trek franchise too.
Like
I'm a huge Star Trek fan. I might have passed out. They wouldn't have got no work from me because I've been passing out every day. Somebody please get Stu up, please, and get him back to drawing.
I got to tell you, when I first got the gig at Lucasfilm, it was, I tell the story a lot, but I was walking around the first week like, there's the animatronic for Slimer, there's the bikes from E.T., there's the animatronic from Jurassic Park, and
Willow's spellbook and Indy's hat. Like, were you at Lucas's the ranch, the Skywalker Ranch?
So there's not too much in terms of like going on at the ranch these days. There's a lot of like more administrative stuff and those sorts of things. At the time, a lot of the major work and primary work was done in the San Francisco offices and things like that. So
gotcha.
Yeah, called the Presidio.
Did you work with like ILM in those teams?
So I was actually a part of ILM, the art department. So that's what I was doing. So a great honor to work on work in the department that Joe Johnston, Ralph McQuarrie, Ryan Church, all those guys were a part of. So again, super honor.
Yeah, they're legends. Yeah.
Yeah. The Ninjak cover, we got that on. That's one of our flyers. I used it.
Oh, nice.
The Ninjak cover.
Nice.
Ninjak was dope, man. Ninjak.
Absolutely. That was a great cover.
I appreciate hearing this stuff because, to be honest, sometimes, working on stuff. Oh, the Cobra Commander too.
Yeah.
I never know what is what people dig and all that stuff. So it's good to good to hear it from you guys and stuff like that. So I appreciate it.
Man, we dig it all. I mean, I can't even. This is my favorite character right here.
The Wolverine.
Yes. Now I saw this too. Is this yours?
No, that looks like somebody else. Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure because it did look a little different. It looked like it's plastic. I thought it was a toy or something, but it's
Your art style, like I was checking out your art style because to me, art styles are like fingerprints.
Right.
And when you look at artists, no two artists kind of they don't draw alike. And what one artist, like what you draw, you'll say, that's all right. I like it. It's cool. But to another artist, they'll be like, that's the coolest thing I ever saw. So do you ever feel like that when you see other people's art? Do you ever like look at like, oh man, like sweet Jesus?
All the time. I don't know if you guys I don't know if you guys know, but like for me, like I feel like huge imposter syndrome all the time. Like some of these guys that I see their work and everything like that, I'm always blown away and totally inspired by them. Like,
dude,
guys like Alan and Cal and John Boy, all these guys, Ryan Brown. Like I just love these guys to death. First they're super dope people,
right.
But on top of that, like, at least as far as I've ever experienced, they've just been amazing, good friends and people, and just their body of work and everything like that. I'm so impressed, and I love, that's why I love social media and everything like that. I can just, I love absorbing all the stuff, all the greatness that they, radiate and everything like that. So I really love it. Yeah.
They can't touch you, John. They can't touch you.
Nah, they can't touch you.
I can't
now,
touch
what about Alex Ross? Have you ever met Alex
God.
Ross?
Oh my God. Like, dude.
Yeah, I got a few of those up here.
Don't get me wrong. Like, my first exposure to Alex was, Marvels and things like that. I loved it. And I would see a bunch of his covers come out, and, I always loved, like, I was like, oh my God, like, it's kind of nice. It's kind of like this nice sort of like realistic painterly vibe, because at the time it was like the first time it was kind of really being done in comics. And then Kingdom Come came out, and I was just like, oh my God, like he took it to, not only was it his art, but it was also the amazing storytelling, and the story, and all those Kurt and all those guys really killed it and everything like that on that story and that run. And the fact that he's also doing sequentials in there too, like it blew me away. So Alex Ross is, one of those guys that, hopefully someday, you wish to only have an eighth of, all the achievements and skill that he has and everything like that. So, you know what I mean? So
no, your skill is beyond.
Now, do you think you'll ever get a chance to work on Project 70 with Alex Parody?
Oh, we'll see. You know what I mean?
Because I'm gonna be the first one to buy. I get the whole line. I just buy the whole line when they just present it. Have you ever seen any Alex Parody cars that he did?
I love his stuff and everything like that. And that's the thing, is that if I had all the time in the world, even now, like I work day and night. I'm always, I go to bed at like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. I wake up at about 8, 9 in the morning. We got kids, we're running them around, and then I work all day up until about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and rinse, repeat the whole thing.
But you're doing what you love, so it's not really work.
It's
not work. They say if you do what you love for a living, you never work a day.
Yeah. So if I had all the time in the world, I'd pick everything up, every project up that I could. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah. No. And you'd be great for it, man. Like I mean, it's aliens, dude. Like TMNT, like Shredder. Like, come on, man. Like Marvel. You're doing Avengers. You're doing X-Men, G.I. Joe, like Batman. All the best. I mean, come on, look at Ahsoka, bro. That's just
now, like right there. Like, look at that Ahsoka. Like, your art style is very. I can't even put a finger on it, but it's very modern.
I can put a finger on it. I have a question.
It's like a modern anime. It's like a modern animaic dope. You know what I mean?
You can't call it.
You can't call it, but I like it because, like I said, all art is like fingerprints to me. It's like when I look at people's different.
This is great.
Art styles is like fingerprint, but it's.
Hey, John, I have a question. I think your background, like far as your style, you know what I see? I don't know if it's true. I'm gonna ask you, like, has horror movies, anything like horror influenced you at all? Because Ice is very dark, is nightmarish sometimes, and it's beautiful at the same time. So,
you know what? I tell people this all the time, and no one believes me. but I am actually, when it comes to like horror movies, I'm a bit of a wimp. Like I don't like horror movies and everything like that.
Right.
But
see, I don't see what they see. I see something different. I see something different.
I love the visuals in horror movies. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, you know, I love the Clive Barker, I love the H.R. Geiger sort of like Alien, sort of like The Thing sort of stuff, like all that visual sort of like, you know, grotesqueness and everything like that used to scare me as a kid. Like it really like messed me up when I saw the white milk android, you know, being ripped apart and all that stuff. Like that stuff really messed me up, but it really affected me, you know, aesthetically and everything like that. So, you know, I love all that stuff, but I'm really like when it comes, and I love like things like It, you know, the original It, and you know, Friday the 13th, and you know, Nightmare on Elm Street. Like I love all that stuff, but it really, I'm not a big fan if I can avoid watching. Like I really.
Well, John, you know, most guys that do art, they are big horror fans. They do that really well.
Sometimes,
yeah. A lot of times they are.
But I mean, No, go ahead.
Yeah, you know, I think it has something to do with also with like, you know, when I worked on things like Pacific Rim, like working on that stuff and, you know, gathering reference of like, you know, like this, you know, pardon me because it sounds kind of like really kind of like morbid and all that stuff. But, you know, when you have to do like when I had to like help design the scene where Otachi, the winged lizard, gets split in half.
Yeah,
they really wanted to understand what the insides look like and everything like that. So I had to do all this like reference searching on like, you know,
anatomy,
roadkill and anatomy and just, you know, animals being maimed and all that stuff. And that stuff is really like terrible and horrible. But at the same time,
research.
Yeah. But it's the same thing that like, you know, when H.R. Geiger was doing like, you know, the alien stuff and the egg when it opened up, and the membrane in there was like chicken skin being stretched and all this other stuff. Like, you know, that's the stuff that kind of.
No, are you serious?
Yeah.
That's really
I never knew that.
Stuff,
I always thought it was like a slime or something.
They got
Geiger was a master of his craft.
And a lot of Now speaking of Geiger, and he was my favorite artist before I found you.
All right, that's not even a comparison, but all right. I appreciate it.
but on the real, like speaking of Geiger, who is your favorite, like your artist that's like that's my guy?
Yeah. So we were talking about some influences and everything like that, and this sounds like a really sort of like lame cop out sort of answer, but really it goes back to what we were saying earlier. Some of the things that we talked about, like my influences come from a lot of different stuff. Like you're true. Like when I was younger, I got compared to like Eon Flux all the time, Peter Chung's work and everything like that. Right. You know what I mean? You guys saw sort of like the horror influence in my work. I loved, like I said, I loved giant robots, you know, as a kid. I loved Voltron. I loved Transformers. I loved things like Mechagodzilla and all of those things as a kid. And I loved the kaiju and everything like that. So, and then I love things like just art in general too, right? So like, you know, I love Renaissance artists. I love, you know, impressionistic artists. I love, you know, American artists like, you know, J.C. Leyendecker and, you know, Norman Rockwell. That's the sort of like realistic painterly style that I think you see in some of my work and everything like that. So all of that gets jumbled up into my jar of influences.
Yeah,
my gumbo. Yeah. That's a good way to put it. Yeah. And hopefully it comes out with something that, you know, I think is, I hope, unique, all my own. And it's something that we can all enjoy. You know what I mean? We can all pull a part of it. That's something that we can all, you know, say, hey, I like that aspect of John's work. I like that aspect of John's work. And I also like it because it keeps people guessing. Because I think that, you know, this artistic journey that I'm on is not ending. I'm always going to be reinventing and changing and trying new things. And, yeah. So as you guys have been seeing lately, like the Usagi cover, which is like very minimalistic, and, you know, the Stray Dogs, which is very, you know, of the Stray Dog style, but, you know, I love like old horror movie covers and posters and things like that too. So, you know, just trying out different things, and, you know, always trying to let all those experiences feed back into my style and my visual vocabulary and stuff. So I'm
right.
getting very artsy here. So
no, that's what we want.
No, I'm down.
Yes.
I had a question pertaining to that. But you speaking on it because your style is like it's very detailed, but it's like kind of jaggy to me, but in a good way.
Yeah.
Do you use DigiPen at all?
I use all kinds of stuff, to be honest. Like, I get a lot of like people asking me, like, it's hard. And this is another sort of like cop out. People are like, what do you use? And like that. And it really is kind of like all over the place sometimes. Like, there's a lot of traditional, there's a lot of digital, there's just, elements of 3D. There's just all kinds of stuff just kind of like jumbled together to help me get ultimately the effect that I want out of each one of these images that you see. When you talk to students, art students and everything like that, so a lot of times they're like, well, it can only be watercolor, or it can only be oil, or it can be, and I've never operated that way, even in school. And then like professionally, even more so, like people are like, you need to get this done in 2 days. Like, we don't care how it gets done. It just needs to get done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you don't have time to, wait for oils to dry. You don't have, you don't have time for all that. But when you get a chance, you try to put oils in it and all that stuff sometimes. Yeah, Alan's Usagi is killer right there. So but I'm just trying out different things, and just it's always a mix of all of that stuff just jumbled together and stuff. So
yeah, well, that was my next question actually, was do you use like an iPad to draw digital, or is it pencil? Do you start with a sketch? Do you take a pencil and just get your idea down and then go digital, or?
It depends. It depends. Yeah, it depends on a lot of times on like my schedule and how much time I get. If I can, I'll sit down on I have a sketchbook full of like sketches for the Ronin and Vader and all those things. But then if I don't have a lot of time, I'm on a plane or something like that, I'll have my iPad to do my sketching and everything like that, to do my what I call my layouts and my counts, my ideation and everything like that. And then I'll toss that to clients, and then if I have time, I can pull out some of the traditional elements of stuff. And then if I don't, it's go straight into digital and, all those things. So really depends on the schedule and, again, what I'm trying to get out of the work. So.
Right.
Hey, John,
get my hands on a Jang sketch pad. Ooh.
Quick question. What would be your dream scenario in like a movie setting for you? Like, what you to be doing something, what's your dream scenario in a movie setting? As far as like responsibility,
I would like to be like a screenwriter, story guy, and if I had the opportunity and the money and all that stuff, like to help produce and everything like that,
Yeah.
I don't know if I've got the sort of like patience or the kind of like multitasking hat to kind of do directing and everything like that. But it would be maybe possibility someday. So we'll see.
I see that coming soon.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That was always my dream. Like I went to film school and I wanted to be a director and a screen. That's my dream job right there. But screenwriter, you can do that for free. You just write the script,
right?
Yeah. Do you have any script ideas? You got any story ideas? Something you want to?
Yeah.
I'm sure you do, right?
I definitely. I have a bunch of stuff. Sometimes you can see it in some of my portfolio pieces. Like there's a sort of original character here or there. But Carlos, what's up? And I'm just trying to put out some original work every so often. I'm trying to put together pitch packages and things like that around the sort of like busy schedule.
I have an original idea. All you got to do is draw it and then pitch it. It's going to get picked up. Netflix is going to pick it up, right?
Yeah,
right,
draw it.
We're 4 teenagers, right? And we wear these costumes that imitate birds, and we fly in a ship called the Phoenix. And there's a robot that gives us our orders, and we're fighting aliens from outer space. And we all
that wear lipstick.
Orphans. We're orphans. Yeah, we're orphans at that. But we come together to form, you know what I'm saying, the SE Force, 6 element
I
force.
like it. I like it.
I mean, that's original. That's original. You can't get no more original than that.
No, you can't. No, you can't.
That's that Ninjak right there, and some Ronin right there. That's now which issue was this?
That's issue 4, I believe. Yeah.
Okay.
Issue 4.
Yes,
That's
I
right.
need that one.
I have
Yeah,
that
I
joint.
need that
I
one.
got that joint too.
I got that.
You do not have this.
Quick.
Yes, sir.
Oh
Yes,
my
sir.
God. That
Yes,
is
sir.
sick.
Yes, sir.
So just let you
Yes,
guys know
sir.
too,
And
half
I'll tell you what, I got the
that run
last
was
one
also
when I got it.
damaged.
Say it again,
Nah, you
John.
serious?
You say, John?
Half that run was also damaged.
Yeah, right.
But luckily, it was actually replaced. So
Oh, nice.
that one does have a full run.
Yeah.
Quick question: if you could do on a Project 70 project by Topps, if you could do any baseball player, who would it be, and how would you do it?
Ooh, that's tough.
You a baseball fan?
That's the questions we ask here. The tough questions.
Just say Jacob DeGrom, John, and it's all good. Okay, you see him right there. Just say DeGrom, and we good. We good.
Sure. We'll do some DeGrom. We'll do some DeGrom and stuff.
Okay.
But that's the other thing too, is that that's another dream come true for me too, is to also get a chance to interpret stuff that's from other things in my style too. Do you know what I mean? Not necessarily comics, not necessarily like nerd sort of stuff. I don't only say nerd because I'm a nerd, and I only say
we nerds here. We have
yeah. But not stuff that you would normally say. Okay, that seems like it fits John's sort of style and all that stuff. But stuff that we from other pop cultures that we would like to see. You know what I mean? Like, to me, that's kind of like the ultimate sort of like when you can do that, you're really getting into like the mainstream sort of icon sort of like status and everything like that. That'd be cool.
Right.
That'd be cool to do.
Nice.
That would be cool. Yeah.
Now, this is so dope right here, and we're big Miles fans. Are you? Do you have you working on anything with Miles? Movie-wise, coming down the pipe that you can't talk about.
So if E-Man is still watching, he gets me, and Red. They give me a lot of shit about. Oh, can I swear? Is that
yeah.
But they give me a lot of flack for what I call my NDA face.
Right.
It's when I look like I'm staring blankly and I can't say anything. I used to like to say that, there we go.
That's what you do when they ask you a question you can't answer.
Right. Something more dramatic, like, an intergalactic satellite, like blasting down the beam. And if I say anything, but it'd probably be a little bit more subtle. Like, obviously it would be like I'm walking down the street and like somebody's grand piano falls on my head. I'd be taken out sort of like that, that sort of thing. So I don't want to be taken out by a grand piano. So
right.
You know what you can do, John? Keep a Kit Kat on you. And when they ask you a question, you can't just start stuffing your mouth with the Kit Kat.
Right.
I get even more out of shape than I am right now. So we don't need that.
So, man, what sort of what's your favorite? Like, what is your favorite comics? Are you reading anything right now? What are you into right now that you really dig? That is something you even collect or read?
Yeah, I was reading a lot more when I was younger. I was reading, obviously the Times, like and this when I say younger, like, the Todd McFarlane, like, Amazing Spider-Man runs, like the Liefeld, the New Mutants, and Jim Lee and Wilson's, Extinction Agenda, all that stuff. Like, I'm really showing my age here, but that stuff, I loved all that stuff. You know what I mean?
We all the same age here.
We all pushing 50.
Yeah. But recently,
they pushing 50. I'm going on 35.
Recently, I've been, liking a lot of like Department of Truth, The Nice House on the Lake, that sort of stuff. Like, I really like getting an opportunity, and when I got asked to do that cover, I was like, Nice House on the Lake. That sounds so ridiculous and lame and everything like that. And they were like, well, it's written by James Tynion. I was like, oh, okay. Like, that sounds like a big thing. And they were like, it's done by, the DC Black Label. And I was like, ooh, even edgier. Like, I love it and all that stuff. You know what I mean? And then when it came out and the story premise, I was just blown away. I was like, this is built and ready you know, we talk about cinema. It's ready for cinema. Do you know what I mean? Like,
sure,
it's kind of like a contained story, but it's big at the same time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a lot of those like within like we only find them when they're dead.
Yep.
Have you read that? And the art is incredible, but like you're saying, like some of these things are just ready to be a movie or a show, like off top. So like speaking of Jim Lee, like that's my favorite comic artist. What have you done any or are you planning to do any comics where it's not just you're not just doing the cover, like drawing the comic, the whole thing, the story?
You mean like the sequentials inside and
yes,
like that?
Yeah, the panels, all of that.
You know, I think you know, I get asked this a lot too, and I think eventually, right, like that's incredible. Like, you know what I mean? And I think that, you know, when there's cover artists and anything like that, like there's a lot of, don't get me wrong, like you get to do these amazing splashy images and, you know, they're cool. But I think to take, right. But I think especially in comics, it's going to be one of those things where eventually, if you want to get to that next level, you're going to have to probably do some sequentials and everything like that. You know what I mean? I would love to. I think it's just a matter of like, you know, I'm very slow. Like I'm like, you know, every one of these pages would be like a splash page. You know what I mean? Like, which is not a bad idea for a comic, you know, to be completely honest. But
no, it's not.
But you know, maybe eventually someday. And I think it's one of those things too. You know, it'd have to be the right scenario, the right situation. Like for me, it's like if I could help, you know, it's all about telling stories. If I could tell a story, help pitch my idea for something like that could possibly be greenlit into a Netflix series, you know, a movie or some of that, and I had to do the sequentials for it, like I'd totally be down. Do you know what I mean? Like it would take forever and everything like that. But, you know,
so all right, as long as it's good. Like when we do SE Force, you know what I mean? Which is an original idea. It's an original idea. And you know, I mean, I know it's probably something close to it out there, but nothing like what we got. You know, we do SE Force and Netflix picks it up. You're gonna be like, you know, we talked about it on here first.
Still, you so crazy still.
Just make sure,
music-wise,
you guys
so crazy.
Yeah, music-wise, what are you listening to?
Oh man, I'm listening to, again, not another like cop out question, but I listen to a lot of stuff. I listen to a lot of different genres. You know, growing up, I listened to, like, you know, I was that weird, like I grew up in the Midwest, so I was like that weird kid that was listening to, like, you know, some Wu-Tang, but I was listening to like a lot of, like, you know, alternative music and everything like that. I was listening to like things like The Cure,
Smashing Pumpkins, and
some Smashing Pumpkins.
What about Tool? Because I know
I listened to a little bit of Tool and everything like that too. But you know, I also loved, you know, back in the '90s too. Like I loved that sort of like hip hop and rap. You know, that sort of stuff. Like I loved Cube. I loved Tribe. I loved, you know,
everybody
all those
loved
guys.
Cube and Tribe.
Now,
if you had to pick, now there are certain hip hop albums that are classics and some that just aren't. And you know, there's a few albums out there that myself, and I know you probably got the same taste that I do. You know, you would just say, you know, I could just pass on that album, like the Black Album by Jay-Z.
Oh goodness!
You could probably say I'll pass on that. I'd rather listen to Wu-Tang's first album instead. But that's just me. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Right.
Well, every guest, Stu always asks them what they think about the Black Album, because we think he's crazy for saying that it's not.
Well, see, I didn't ask. He asked. I didn't. So since he asked,
let's get it out the way.
Since he asked.
But I also, you know, like, you know, going back to earlier, I listened to The Predator over and over and over again. You know what I mean? Like,
that's my favorite album by Q. Yeah, that's one of
my favorite. It was hard. It was hard. I liked it.
Absolutely.
So we can confirm that the Black Album just isn't on your. It has been confirmed.
At the risk of getting getting a couple of notches knocked off my, you know, status with you. It's good. I like it.
Yeah, we like it. We like it. We like it.
See,
Stu ain't
backfired. Stu.
He hasn't listened to it in a while. He hasn't listened to it in a while.
That's what I was gonna say. Right now, after this interview, I'm gonna fire it up, and then I'm gonna get refreshed, and now I'll have a whole new appreciation for it.
Go on YouTube and watch the making of it.
Oh, nice.
That's gonna really make you. That's gonna make you appreciate it. That's where I got my real appreciation
John,
for it.
listen, you like a lot of different music, like me. Go and punch up Danger Mouse, the Gray album.
Oh yeah,
which is the Black album that was remixed and mashed up with Beatles
on the White album.
Beats. Nice.
Yeah, and
so they took the White album instrumentals and put the Black album acapellas over it and made the Gray album.
Matter of fact, nice.
I was listening to
Abbey Road just today. So
yeah, there you go.
Well, listen to that, and you're gonna say, Stu, you were right.
You were right.
I'm
gonna do it.
Black album is trash. Gray album rules. Yeah, and if you need a copy, I'll give you my email before we go. I'll email you a copy and drop. See a copy in Dropbox.
Yo, drop me your NDA too. We've been talking about a lot of stuff. So
right. Gosh, don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it.
Oh my goodness,
man! See, look at that. The Gray album was great. Danger.
There you go. There you go.
Absolutely.
We want to take any questions from anyone out there, anything like that. What do you guys think?
That's what I was gonna say. If anybody in the chat, this is because I know you got to go in like 10 minutes. If anybody in the chat has any questions for John, please put them in there and let's do a little session, little answer.
So what are you all reading right now?
Me, I've been
Black Autumn.
What'd you say?
Black Autumn.
Oh,
Black Autumn. What is Black Autumn?
It's dystopian kind of story, apocalyptic stuff. You know,
nice.
it's I think it's New York Times bestseller. I just kind of started it.
Oh, nice. The title.
Yeah, I'm reading some Star Wars Legends. I'm reading the Bane trilogy again right now.
Oh, nice.
But comics wise, I'm doing the X Lives of Wolverine and you know, staying up to date with my Krakoa Dawn of X stuff. So I've been reading that since House of X, Powers of X.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'm doing DC versus Vampires.
Ooh.
Also doing and that's really good, bro. That is really.
Is it?
Suicide Squad is really good. Yeah, Suicide Squad is really good right now.
Okay.
DC versus Vampires DC's really killing it to me right now. They really, when I go in a comic book store, I have more DC comics in my hand than anything now. Icons really
what
good
I got coming up.
Yeah.
Oh, then I'll
nice.
Definitely make sure.
Nice.
Definitely make sure I'm on top of it. Yeah, Icon's really good right now. It's better than I thought it was gonna be. Static's really good. Better than I thought. Black Manta even blew me away.
Oh yeah.
DC the Knights one where they did the Camelot thing with DC.
Cool.
Oh, the Steel. Yeah, Knights of Steel.
Yeah, Steel. That's really good.
Got really a couple of questions in there for you, John.
Austin LeMay is asking, coming back to AZ or Phoenix Fan Fest in May?
So it looks like I will be back in at Fan Fusion in May for in Phoenix. And then right after that, it looks like I'll also be there for another shop signing right after that too. With I won't know. I'm not going to say anything quite yet because I don't know if it's been announced. But a couple of us artists are going to be showing up for a shop signing. So look out for more news on that. Yeah, it'll be fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
And Actual Dracula says, "What was your first published cover? Do you remember?"
I think my first published cover was a concept book for a book called Zecta, Zecta, and it was like an ash can that came out at San Diego Comic-Con. So
I didn't see
you guys
that.
Can track that down. Yeah,
I didn't see
some of the folks at the We Are Legion folks. A few of them have actually found a copy or two online and stuff. So I don't know exactly where, but yeah, you might want to hit those guys up. And then I think it's sort of like a sci-fi. I did the cover and I did some concept art for vehicles and everything like that. So it's sci-fi, military, mixed with some the reason why it's called Zecta is because the armor and all that stuff and the vehicles are insect influenced and things like that.
That's not it. So the Zeta Project. That's not it.
Zecta.
Yeah.
Zecta.
Yeah.
What is your?
Yeah, that's all I'm seeing is Zeta.
What published cover are you most proud of? Sort of like the Gray album. You're just very proud of it.
I'm really proud of the opportunity I got on Deceased. I think it was
that Joker.
Also too, yeah. Well, not knowing, I guess, how important it would kind of be to my career. I was just kind of doing something that was kind of cool for me, and it turned out to be pretty. I think it stuck out in a lot of minds for a lot of fans and all that.
Yeah.
So I appreciated that. So
I think we might have an NDA question here.
Defective Chimp says, John, what project are you currently engaged in that you're most excited about right now that you can talk about if there's anything?
Right. And remember, he is a detective.
Oh, look, there it goes. Wait, look, there's
Get a Kit Kat. Quick, get a Kit Kat.
Oh, hilarious.
I'm just gonna sip on my coffee here.
There it is.
There it is. There it is. Yeah, there it is. Just say yes.
No, there's
we love that project. We're looking forward to that.
Yeah, I say it so much, but like really honestly, like I'm really blessed and fortunate. I'm very humbled to be in this position to be working on, again, just true bucket list dream come true projects. And more than anything else that I would love to do is to hop on my social media molehill and scream to you guys, hey, I'm working on this, I'm working on that, I'm working on this. Like it's really exciting, and I want to share that more than anything else with you guys, but I can't. I can't talk about that stuff.
Well, as soon as you're able to, man, shoot me a DM.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. As soon as you're able to talk about SE Force, let us know. You don't want that to get too far out there, because somebody might try to do something similar to it.
I get a lot of the editors and my clients and all that stuff. Like, I'm sure they get a lot of emails from me always asking, "Can I show this yet? Can I show this yet? Can I show this yet?" So, they're sick of me asking, but when I can, the moment I can, I always try to share it with you guys.
That'd be great, man. And we'd love to have you back on to talk about it and
yes, definitely
and promote it. Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah. For sure. This was a lot of fun.
Thanks, man. And I know and we thank you, and I don't want to keep you. I know you got a deadline, and you gotta get back to work.
One of the best shows ever.
This was great.
Thank you so much.
Agreed. Yeah, man. It's been a real honor.
Yeah,
it's been a real.
So, are you guys going to be hitting the concert coming up and everything like that? Any conventions or anything? I know it's a weird time and all that stuff. So.
GalaxyCon in Richmond, because I'm in Virginia. So GalaxyCon I'll be going to. That'll be the first thing I've done since COVID.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Maybe the next LA Comic-Con or something in Ontario I might go to. So
I'll probably
in New Jersey,
be out at
and you got to leave the state to do anything good like that. Period. Point blank.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
You're going to be in Ontario, John, or something? Or
probably WonderCon. Right,
WonderCon. Okay.
Nice.
Anaheim. Yep.
Nice.
That's close by.
All right, guys. Well, that let me let you go. I'm sorry. What were you gonna say?
No, I was just gonna say thank you again. This was a blast. You guys are really fun, hilarious bunch.
Man, thank you.
I'm gonna go listen to the Gray album right now. Actually,
the Gray album.
Nice. Yeah, do that. You got one, Stu. You got one.
Should I go black, gray, and then white, or what? Should I go black, white?
Give them the order, Stu.
I would go black and then gray, but I would go watch the making of the Black album and then just listen to the Gray album.
Okay. All right.
You're not going to
listen. What do you think? Is that the way to go?
You're not going to listen to nothing else but the Gray album after that. So if you want to see that other stuff, I would listen to it first. Once you listen to the Gray album, you're gonna be like, man, skip all that. I'm good right here in this space. Then you're gonna start working on SE Force, and you're gonna draw something dope, and I don't know, it's gonna be worth $1 trillion. Matter of fact, it's gonna be your next great NFT, and it's gonna be worth like $1 trillion, and it's all gonna be inspiration from this show and the Gray album. I'm telling you, it happens all the time.
I like it.
It happens all the time.
All right, guys, thank you.
Say thank.
Well, he froze up.
Yeah, he did.
Oh shoot.
Oh.
Well, he'll be back. He's probably got a little connection issue.
Okay.
Man, what an honor, though. I tell you.
Yeah.
And he has good taste.
There you go. He's back. Okay. All right. What were you about to say, brother? Oh, your mic is muted. Let me get you off. Oh, you got to undo it. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Now we can hear you.
Oh,
and then he froze up again. We had you. We had it.
And he's got good taste in music. Anybody? Yeah,
it's 7 now, DJ Links. It's 7 now.
All right, sorry about that.
There you go. All right. Now, what were you saying before you?
No, I was just gonna say thank you again for everyone who showed up to online and
thank you, man. Thank you for your time. Yeah. Thank you for your time, bro. No, you don't have to thank us. We thank you for your.
Thank you, though. No, because he's thanking the viewers, Stu. He's thanking the viewers.
The viewers and you guys too. And you guys too.
Yeah.
You guys were great.
Shout out,
hosts.
man.
Yeah.
Corey Adger, Bygone AI, Def Chimp, DJ Link, C-List, E-Man, Pete McCheat. Who else? DJ Link, I think Nick's Kicks and Comics, Carlos Javier, Actual Dracula, White Tiger, Cool Calm and Collected, Austin Lemmy, Remy Q Studios, Defective Chimp, Sprite Works.
Wow, and, good crowd.
Hey, if that
nicest guy ever. John is the nicest guy.
Print just happens to show up on your online store from your Twitter feed. Just let me know so I can.
I will.
Yeah, because I follow you on Twitter, so I can just click on there and just click buy. If that, I don't know, it might show up because I know you have prints up.
It might.
Not too long ago. And if it does, that shows, just let me know. Just I'm a ultra humanite on Twitter, so.
All right.
Yeah, that's me. So that'll be a good addition to my collection.
I love it.
Transformers paraphernalia.
It's been amazing, guys. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you, John.
We'd love to have you back again, of course. And,
yep.
But yeah, man. And hang out for a second after the show. I'll we'll chop it up for a second. But yes, 6 Element of Hip Hop signing off. Reno Noir. Listen, we'll be back Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. as always for indie hip hop and comics. We have a guest coming on, surprise guest. He's got his own comic book, The Lost Gardens. And he's gonna him and the artist and the writer will be on to chop it up with us and tell us about their comic and everything. So definitely don't miss that Wednesday 6:30 p.m. and then of course Saturday for DC Power Hour at 6:30 p.m. and then we'll be back Monday again for 6:30 p.m. with Grap Lover, that is Pete Rock's younger brother. And his daughter has a YouTube channel we're going to be promoting and talking about. So don't want to miss that. All right. Peace out, everybody.
Peace.